Let's talk about sex in a relationship. Sex is not an end in itself, but a means that nature gave you to help bond you together as a couple, to help raise your offspring that can take a long, long time to grow up. But sex can be a two-edged sword. It can help or it can ruin a relationship, too much or too little. So let's talk about how you get it just right. You want to observe each other. How do you and how do they see the world, see sex, and see you? When, where, why, how, with whom, under what circumstances? How is it the same or different? What is the patterns? You want to help each other and share with each other what works. You don't want to deceive or lie because it's a false world and your partner is going to get confused and you're going to get confused. And then you can't tune in and tweak your behaviors, thoughts, and feelings to make it work. Two things you want to watch out for. One of them is fear in yourself or your partner. You want to remember 20 to 30% of people have been abused, either mentally, physically, neglected, or sexually abused. And they can suffer from these past traumas, have PTSD, and you want to look for the triggers, what, when, where, why, how, with whom, what differs from situation, what's the same. And the second thing you want to look for is empathy in yourself and your partner. Empathy is our guide on how to treat people. If we're hurting them, we need to back off. If we're making them happier, we need to take note of what works so we can repeat it. And again, what kind of situations, when, where, how, who, with whom, what's the same, what's different. We want to make an inventory, so a toolbox sort of what works and when and where and how and etc., so that we can create environments in which love can flourish. The best sex has trust, and trust is predictability. Every person has their own family, culture, or script, values, passions, talents, rules, regulations. Share these. Now, the culture of men and women in general can vary. Men as hunters and warriors have a status hierarchy, and they tend to use a lot of logic, even if it's their own logic. And men don't compete with women. Women also have a hierarchy. As mothers and community builders, their hierarchy is based on nurturance. They are logical, but they add a lot of emotional logic. And men don't always understand it, and women shouldn't expect them to. You must share both of your cultures. Don't be judgmental, but modify and combine your cultures so that both of you feel accepted, respect, and safety mentally, physically, emotionally. Then sexuality can grow between you and be better shared. No more addictions. They dampen your observation, your empathy, your logic, and your shared experiences. Too little sex, too much, too rigid, blaming, defensiveness, This all spells something is wrong, usually a lack of spontaneity. What you need to do is play together, serve each other, share books, movies, dreams, ambitions, so that you create an atmosphere full of desire, love, and mutual help, and create a satisfaction that extends into daily life. Then everything you say and do together is like a battery, giving your relationship the tolerance and strength needed for life's hard journey.